Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for July 9th, 2019. This is the show where I give you a quick breakdown on some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my thoughts on them. If you want to learn more about these stories, in the show notes down below, I'll put a link to each story. You can read about them yourself, come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you are new here, hey, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. I would really appreciate it because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing here, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high-cost cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Well, before we get into the news, there's several good deals, so let's dive into them real quick. Apple is offering 4 months free of Apple Music to new subscribers. You can get a 4-month free trial of the Apple Family Plan or the Apple Music Individual Plan. It's a great deal, not available through the Apple website. You need to get it through like Living Social. Put a link to the deal down below. Check it out. It's a really good offer. So, as I always say, be free to bounce around between services to take advantage of things like this. Also, the Amazon Fire Stick, the HD one, has a special deal right now. If you buy an Amazon Fire TV Stick HD for $39.99, you're going to get 2 months of HBO for free through the Amazon channels. It's not the HBO Now app, but you can use your Amazon login through the HBO app, so keep that in mind. But right now, standard price, no extra cost on this for the Fire TV Stick HD, plus 2 free months HBO. It will auto-renew at the end. Both of these will auto-renew there. So keep in mind, use them, cancel before the free trial ends. And as always, thanks to the readers who point out these deals. If you ever find a cord cutting news story or deal, go to cordcuttersnews.com, click on the tab at the top that says Contact Us, send us an email. If you can, be as descriptive as possible. Where did you find it? Or even better, send us a link to the story. We'll love to hear from you. All right, news stories of the day. Sling TV is rolling out an updated user interface on Roku and on the Apple TV. We reported about this about a week ago when it started, but yesterday, Sling TV officially announced the rollout of this new updated user interface, slightly tweaked user performance. I've heard a lot of good things from subscribers that says this new app definitely has a noticeable improvement on opening, closing, jumping around within the app, and a slightly redone user look. For instance, on the Apple TV, the top half of the screen is, when you first launch it, is like previews now instead of a strip. So they kind of moved everything down, added a preview tab, kind of rearranged a few things, added some great new features. I'd love to know what you think of it though. Have you been using the new Sling TV app? Do you like it? Do you not like the Sling TV app update on Roku and the Apple TV? Let me know. No word on this coming to other devices like Android TV or the Fire TV. I would assume that, continually rolling this out. This is, if you saw our post from about a week ago, this is the same update that the Apple TV had about a week ago. The difference now is it's on pretty much all the players, and Sling TV officially announced it yesterday. So once again, we're breaking news before anybody else. But that's why some people are saying, why? I already had this. You already talked about this. The reason we post about it is because Sling TV made it official. They listed all the changes and gave us details about what was new there. So just a quick explanation. But I'd love to know what you think of this update. Leave us a comment. Let me know. Next up, we have a post about 5 tips for antennas for new cord cutters. Now, these are 5 tips to help you get the most out of your antenna. If you've been watching these videos, you probably know I'm a huge fan of an antenna for cord cutters. For the vast majority of cord cutters, I understand not all, but the vast majority of Americans, an antenna is a great way to get 100% free HD content with an antenna. Even if you have a service like a PlayStation View, a YouTube TV, etc., I would still get antenna. 2 main reasons. Number 1, PlayStation View, YouTube TV do not include all channels that are broadcast for free over the air. They include the big ones like ABC, NBC, Fox, but the smaller ones like MeTV and others are not included on all these services. I know Comet is, and some of the others have been rolling out, but there's still so many channels. For instance, I get 47 channels at my home where I live, but only 5 of them are available through YouTube TV, PlayStation View, etc. The other 40-some, I have to use an antenna if I want to watch them. So by not having an antenna, you're missing out on a ton of great HD content or SD content for some of the older programs. But there's a lot of great content you're missing out there, so I would check it out. Number 2, it's a great backup. Internet goes out, other issues happen. An antenna, I think, is better picture quality than streaming. and it's faster. It happens first. If you're watching football, you want to not miss anything, using an antenna is the way to do that. The second part of that is if your internet goes out, heck, cable TV goes out, satellite goes out, an antenna is a great backup option there when you need it. So keep that in mind. But I have a few tips because I get a lot of the same questions about antennas. One of the toughest ones to know about an antenna is the fact that not all antennas are right for all cord cutters, so keep that in mind. Just because one antenna works for somebody may not work for you. That's because you may live farther away from a transmitter. If you live very close, a small antenna may be good for you. If you live really far from a transmitter, you may need an outdoor antenna. We also have tips on how to place an antenna best in your home for best reception and more. Link in the show notes down below if you want to find all these tips. But I'd love to know what your tip is for an antenna. And as always, keep in mind, whenever somebody says this is the best antenna, this may be the best antenna for them where they live, but where you live may be different. So I have, for example, a website in the post where you can enter your zip code, see how far you are from a transmitting tower, what side of the house is the transmitting tower on. Should you put the antenna on the south side of your home, the north side of the home, etc. So check out the tips down below. Leave me your tips. I'd love to hear from you. But as always, just remember, there's no one cord cutting solution for everybody. There's no one antenna for everybody. You may live 60 plus miles away and need a really big roof mounted antenna. I may live 5 miles down the road from the transmitters and be able to pick it up with a paper clip. So just keep that in mind. All right, next story up of the day. You probably saw my video earlier today, but YouTube is back on the Fire TV sticks and Fire TV Cube, but not the Fire TV boxes. Somebody said, Luke, isn't the Fire TV Cube a box? Not according to Amazon. Amazon considers the Cube to be its own separate category in the Fire TV lineup, not like the original Fire TV boxes and not a Fire TV stick. It kind of sits somewhere on its own out there. Now the Fire TV first generation stick and the Fire TV boxes will begin support for the YouTube app sometime later this year, in the next few months, they said. YouTube Kids and YouTube TV is not coming out today. It is coming out later this year. Now Amazon has confirmed that to us. Still no date. The fact that they're saying later this year and where with the boxes they're saying in the next few months makes me think it may be a little bit farther down the road than we would like, but it's there. Amazon Prime Video is now available on the Chromecast now, so you can now cast from your Amazon Prime Video app on your phone and tablet to your Chromecast. So it's great to see that back. And it's great to see Amazon and Google working together. We're also still waiting for YouTube to come to the Echo Show. As of this recording, it's not there yet. My luck, it's going 5 minutes after I hit stop, it's going to come. So if you find it on the Echo Show, leave me a comment, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. But I have a video demoing all the cool features of the new app down below. It will be coming with Alexa support very soon. At this moment, when I recorded it this morning, Alexa support hadn't been enabled, but you will soon be able to search for things in YouTube using Alexa. So that's pretty cool. So link in the show notes down below if you want to use it. Have you used the new Fire TV app? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of it. All right, Pluto TV is adding 2 new channels. Christmas in July is a July-centric channel that gives you a ton of Christmas shows and more, like Gordon Ramsay's Christmas party, and I saw some fun other videos that were playing on it. It's just kind of a fun take on Christmas in July on Pluto TV. If you're trying to beat the heat, you want to think of something a little bit colder, watch Pluto TV. It's a pretty fun addition there. Also, they're adding British TV to their lineup. This is a channel that is all kinds of British TV, including a lot of the content from their BBC deal. I saw classic Doctor Who. I know they have a Doctor Who 24/7 channel. This is including some Doctor Who content and other British related content all mixed together there. So if you're a fan of British TV, check out Pluto TV. And again, if you've kind of not paid much attention to these free services like Zumo TV, Pluto TV, and more, maybe it's time to check them out again, because Pluto TV and others have really stepped up their game and content. I'd love to know what your favorite channels are, what your favorite streaming services are for free. Leave us a comment, legal ones only, please. Keep it stuff from the official app stores for the different devices. All right, last story of the day. Amazon, we heard earlier this year, back in April, wants to launch a home internet service. They're taking a big step forward today to do that. Amazon's plan is to launch satellites into space into very low Earth orbit, much lower, about half the distance of the existing satellites used for internet. Instead of one big satellite or a couple big satellites for internet, they're going to have a whole network of smaller ones able to offer far faster speeds, lower latency, and more, far lower to the ground, which should improve it. Now that Amazon is asking the FCC for permission to launch over 3,000 satellites to get this process started. SpaceX is also doing this. They've also already received permission from the FCC and have already started to launch their satellites. SpaceX is hoping to have a network maybe as soon as the end of this year for Northern America or early next year for Northern America. And Amazon hasn't said when, but they're moving along. They're asking the FCC, kind of one of the last big steps. Once they get FCC approval, they can start launching and testing these satellites to get ready to offer home internet. This is huge, especially for people living in rural America. Let's be honest, rural America still doesn't quite get the internet speeds the rest of the country does. And let's be honest, there's a reason for that. If I go into even a mid-sized town and I wire a mile of street, I can sign up dozens, if not more, customers. If I go in a major city, I can sign up maybe a few hundred customers for a mile of wiring a street. If I go into rural America, I may have to go miles just to sign up a couple of customers. So the cost per customer skyrockets, and it makes it slightly unprofitable. Now the FCC's been moving to address this, opening up different funds to kind of incentivize companies to do this to help cover some of the costs to make it so it can be profitable to run wires. But things like satellites would address that issue without having to run the wires. You could wire North America with a series of satellites far faster than you could trying to run fiber home to home to home or copper or whatever you want to do it with. We've also seen fixed wireless and 5G coming out. Those have been very successful. Fixed wireless, especially in rural areas, is becoming very popular. I saw a huge spike in cord cutters using that in our most recent survey. So it'll be interesting to see what SpaceX and Amazon does here. But Amazon is one big step closer to home internet. My question to you is, would you use an Amazon home internet? Would you let Amazon be your internet provider? They are kind of trying to move everything. For a little while, there was even talk of them interested in buying Boost to form a phone company. That talk has calmed down, but they are still very committed to launching a satellite-based home internet service. And Amazon CEO says, hey, we even see internet basically as a human right. Their goal is to wire the entire world. Huge for developing countries to have space-based internet where they could do it. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the months and years to come. But internet from space seems to be one of the hottest areas coming up in cord cutting because it does offer competition where you may not have had it before. So let me know, would you use it? What do you think of Amazon and SpaceX plans? I'll love to hear from you. Well, that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with more cord cutting videos. I hope you all have a fantastic day. So take care, be safe, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It helps us a lot. And I'll see you tomorrow. And lastly, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it.